All right, let's jump right in. We're going to take a look at the very near future of how we build software. And, it's a future that's completely driven by AI. But it all hinges on one really crucial new idea that we have to get our heads around to make sure it all works safely. So, I want you to picture this. It's 2026. AI agents, well, they're not just fancy autocomplete tools anymore. No, they are basically autonomous members of your dev team. They're planning, they're writing code, they're testing, they're deploying the whole shebang. And this isn't science fiction, folks. This is the reality that's right around the corner. And that right there brings us to the million-dollar question. If an AI agent is making its own decisions, taking its own actions all the time, how in the world can we be sure it's doing the right thing? How do we build that deep, operational trust we need to feel comfortable handing over the keys to the kingdom? Well, we immediately smack into a huge wall, the classic black box problem. When you have an autonomous system doing its thing, but its internal logic, its reasoning, is totally hidden from view, the cost of that invisible behavior becomes incredibly high, because you just can't manage what you can't see. Now, what this really breaks down to is the real-world consequences. When you don't have that visibility, you are completely flying blind. And when something breaks, and believe me, it will break, trying to troubleshoot it becomes an absolute nightmare. You can't trace that failure back to a specific AI decision, and that means longer outages, angry customers, and a massive loss of trust in the very systems you're trying to build. So how do we fix this? How do we solve this trust problem? Well, the answer isn't a new tool. It's a fundamental shift in how we think. We need to move to a model that is observability-native. And here's the core idea. Observability-native isn't about slapping some monitoring tools on at the end. Not at all. It's a design principle. It means building your systems so that the ability to watch and understand what the AI is doing is baked in from the very beginning, through every single part of development and operations. This comparison really makes it click. You see, traditional observability was reactive. It was for us humans to play detective after something broke. Observability-native is proactive. It's continuous. It's built for both humans and other AI agents to see what's happening in real time. And the goal isn't just to understand, it's to govern these systems and ultimately to trust them. Okay, so with that foundation set, let's look at the roadmap. Futurum Research has laid out 5 key predictions for how this whole transformation is going to reshape software engineering by 2026. First up is the really foundational shift. The idea that observability, as we've always known it, evolves to become truly native. Now, what's crucial here is that this doesn't mean we throw out everything we're already doing. We extend it. The huge change is that the AI's behavior, what it was trying to do, the sequence of decisions it made, the rules it checked, all of that becomes a primary first-class signal. So observability stops being just an operations tool for when things go wrong, and it becomes a system that spans the entire software development lifecycle. Okay, this second prediction flows directly from that first one. Agent telemetry, which is basically just the data trail the AI leaves behind, is going to become a top priority for pretty much every organization out there. So what this means is when companies are shopping for AI development platforms, they're not just going to look at the cool features. They're going to ask, how clearly can I see what the agent is doing? They'll want detailed records of the prompts, the plans, the tools the AI used. And any platform that tries to keep that stuff hidden in a black box is going to face some major pushback, especially from anyone in a regulated industry. And here's the best way to think about it. You would never, ever run a production system without security logs, right? Well, in exactly the same way, agent telemetry is going to become just as essential. It's going to be completely non-negotiable. All right, our third prediction. This one's a big one. Those old walls we built between the world of software development and the world of operations, they're finally about to come crumbling down for good. I mean, think about it. With AI agents constantly planning, building, and deploying in this endless loop, the whole distinction between build time and runtime just starts to feel meaningless. We're going to need unified data models that can connect an agent's decision back in the coding phase to a weird performance issue that pops up in production hours later. This creates these incredibly powerful feedback loops, and it really cements observability as a full lifecycle thing. Okay, prediction number 4. This is where things get really serious. A lack of visibility is no longer just a tech problem. It's about to become a major business liability. Not being able to explain why an AI did something is going to be seen as a massive, unacceptable governance failure. Your board, your auditors, your regulators, they won't accept a the AI did it as an answer. They're going to demand auditable proof. And that means observability is no longer a conversation just for engineers. This is a topic for the C-suite, for the compliance officers. Because in this new world, trust isn't something you just ask for. It's something you earn with provable transparency. And that leads us perfectly to our fifth and final prediction. This is really the ultimate takeaway. Observability is going to directly determine just how far we can safely push AI autonomy. To put it as simply as possible, we will only give AI agents as much power as we can safely watch and control. These observability-native systems are what allow teams to slowly, carefully, turn up the dial on AI authority with real confidence. The platforms that provide this deep visibility will be the only ones that can actually run AI at an enterprise scale. Everyone else, they're going to be stuck in the sandbox. So, what's the one thing you should take away from this entire look at 2026? It's this. True, scalable autonomy is absolutely impossible without complete transparency. This quote from Mitch Ashley at Futurum Research just nails it perfectly. Observability isn't a feature. It's not a nice-to-have. It is the very foundation of trust. It's what makes it possible to go from AI-assisted tools to truly autonomous systems that we can actually feel safe running in the real world. The future of software is going to advance only as fast as our ability to see and understand it. The question isn't whether this is coming, it is. The real question is how we prepare for it. So, are you ready?